Good morning, students. Today we are going to start a new chapter, Organic Chemistry, and I am going to explain you the introduction of organic compounds, comparison between organic and inorganic compounds. We will see application of organic chemistry, unique nature of carbon atoms, tetravalency of carbon and catenation, and we will see the formation of state, branched and cyclic chains of carbon atoms along with the formation of single, double and triple covalent bonds. Let us start with the introduction of organic compounds. The word organic means pertaining to life, that is related to living organism. Before 1828, it was believed that the substances like sugar, starch, protein, fat, vitamins, acetic acid, they could be obtained only from plants and animals. So they were called organic compounds, and the substances which could be produced from minerals and non-living sources were called inorganic compounds. It means organic compounds were the God-gifted compounds, and it requires a huge force to be formation. For this, a theory was given called vital force theory. According to this, for the formation of organic compounds, a vital force is needed which is present only in plants and animals. It was the thinking before 1828. In 1773, Hilary Rolle discovered urea from the urine of living organisms, including the human beings. But in 1828, a German scientist Friedrich Euler prepared urea in laboratory on heating ammonium cyanide and changed the organic chemistry. When ammonium cyanide was heated, that is inorganic compound, it turns urea, that is organic compound, and here the complete story of organic compound was changed. Now in 1845, Kolbe prepared acetic acid CH3COOH from its constituents carbon, hydrogen and oxygen. In 1856, Berthelot synthesized methane gas CH4. In this manner, the old concept of organic chemistry was given up and new definition of organic compounds was accepted. Let us see what are organic compounds. The compounds of carbon are called organic compounds because in organic compound carbon is essential part, and the study of carbon compounds is called organic chemistry. Here are some exceptions. The oxides of carbon like carbon monoxide, carbon dioxide, carbonates, bicarbonates, cyanides, carbides of metals are the inorganic compounds. Let us see the comparison between organic and inorganic compounds. Let us see organic compounds, inorganic compounds. Presence of carbon. In organic compound, carbon is necessary, but in inorganic, not necessary. Solubility in water. Organic compounds are generally do not dissolve in water, but inorganics are dissolve in water. Melting and boiling point. Organic compounds have low melting and boiling point, but inorganic compounds have high melting and boiling point. Chemical bonding. Organic compound form covalent bonds and inorganic compound form ionic bonds. Application of organic chemistry. Organic compounds are extremely useful in our daily life because soaps, powders, perfumes, cloth, food, fuel, petroleum products, medicines, they are the common in our life and they all are the carbon compounds. And it is surprising at present more than 5 million organic compounds are in use. So it is quite important in our life. Now the question is, why do carbon form a large number of compounds? Here is the answer. This is the unique nature of carbon, tetravalency and catenation. What is tetravalency? Carbon has 4 valence electrons, so it can neither lose nor gain 4 electrons to complete its octet or duplet due to large energy consideration, because in losing or gaining the electrons a lot of energy is required. So it shares its 4 electrons with other atoms like halogens, chlorine, fluorine, nitrogen, oxygen, sulfur, and form large number of compounds. What is catenation? It is the self-linking property of carbon due to which it forms long chains with other atoms like oxygen, nitrogen, halogens, as well as the carbon itself. This is unique. Let us see in the diagram. Here is the carbon atom. It has 4 valence electrons, so it can form 4 covalent bonds. Let us see the formation of a straight chain, branch chain, closed chain or cyclic chains of carbon atoms. Here is the diagram. Here we can see 1, 2, 3, 4 carbon atoms, and all the carbon atoms are in a straight line, so it shows the straight chain. In the next diagram, here there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 carbon atoms, but 2 carbon atoms are branched, so it is the branched chain. In the third diagram, here are 3 carbon atoms and they are closed, so it is the closed chain. Let us see the formation of single bond, double bond and triple covalent bonds. Let us see in the diagram. Here there is a single bond between carbon and carbon atom. In the next diagram there is double bond between carbon and carbon atom, and here is triple bond between carbon and carbon atom. Now the question is, does only carbon show catenation? No, other elements also, but carbon shows more and silicon up to some extent, up to 7 and 8. Why does carbon form long chains whereas silicon only 7 to 8? Let us see in the data atomic size and a strength of carbon-carbon bond. In carbon, the atomic size is 77 picometer, while in silicon it is 118 picometer. The strength of carbon-carbon bond in carbon is 355 kilojoule per mole, whereas in silicon it is only 200 kilojoule per mole. So we can see the size of the carbon atom is smaller than the silicon, but the strength is more than the silicon atom. That's why, due to a small size and more strength between carbon-carbon bond, carbon forms in long chains. Hope it will be helpful for you. If you find it helpful, then must like it. Thank you. Have a nice day.